Hi guys, today I'm going to go over the top 3 free VR games to try. So, number 1, in no particular order, is Echo VR Arena, the open beta on the Oculus Quest. This game recently released the open beta to the public on May 5th on the Oculus Quest store, and this will be available until the full release. But even when it fully comes out, it'll still be free. This is a zero-gravity football, basketball, American football, frisbee game. You have the football element in that there are 2 goals on either side of the arena which you have to score in depending on what team you are, red or blue or orange and blue, however you see it. The basketball element of the game comes from there is a 3-point line. The American football element of the game comes from having a quarterback at the start of a possession and the other players trying to make runs to get open for a pass. And the frisbee bit obviously comes from the frisbee. You can also stun opponents by hitting them in the head with your charged up fist to stun them. This will temporarily immobilize them and make them drop the frisbee. The aim, quite simply, is to get the frisbee in the opposition's goal. But when there's zero gravity and punching involved, it adds a whole nother layer to it. I know it sounds a bit mad, but trust me, this is one of the best multiplayer games that I have tried to date on the Oculus Quest. It has a great tutorial as well to go along with it. When you get into your first online game, it's great. Everyone is scrambling towards the frisbee and stunning each other and clearing the frisbee. But when you get your first goal though, it's such a good feeling, bobbing and weaving in and out of the enemy team. You feel like the Messi of Echo Arena. You have thrusters on each hand, which you'll mainly be using to propel yourself around the arena, which thrusts you in the direction your hands are aiming. There is also a booster on your back, which gives you a boost around the arena. The brake is quite useful as well, because you'll find a lot of the times the frisbee will just go over your head, so you can brake, boost in the opposite direction and get after it. And the final way to move around the arena is simply grabbing onto an object and throwing yourself off it. You can use this to your advantage. Let's say the enemy team are on the attack, you can hide behind an obstacle and launch yourself off it, and grab onto them and get the frisbee away. Or, if you're on the attack, you can juke them by bouncing off walls and objects scattered around the arena. When you get into the game and experiment with all the different movement options, it'll become clear how good this movement feels, especially when you can chain all the moves together. Make sure you have plenty of room when playing also, because there have been numerous times where I've smacked a shelf, almost have smacked a TV, hit a door, so look out when you're playing this one. The second game is HyperHi. HyperHi is only available on SideQuest, which I'd fully recommend to anyone who has an Oculus Quest. It has only recently become available on SideQuest. While still in its alpha, it feels like a polished game, and they could easily charge at least £15 for it, so the fact that it's free is amazing. HyperHi has 2 game modes in rotation currently, which are Domination, where there are 3 objectives on the map, and the first team to control them all for 3 seconds wins. But unlike the normal Domination mode, you don't have to sit on the objective for a certain amount of time. All you have to do is hit the button located in the middle of the objective. There is also a Payload game mode, which is like the Overwatch game mode, where there is a payload that you have to get to the end of the track in the enemy spawn. To progress the payload, you simply have to have a teammate on it. There are also checkpoints along the way, and if you surpass them, you will then respawn there and the enemy will respawn further back. This is personally my favourite game mode at the moment, because it gets a bit manic on the last checkpoint, as the last one is right in the enemy spawn. It's also great because you can sneak up on the enemy with all the rails located around the map, and if you teleport onto one of them, you slide along it. You can also teleport off it at any point. The rails just feel so smooth and are integrated very well into this game. While having a couple of flanking routes, there aren't too many to the point where it gets annoying. The payload travels on the main rail, which goes down the centre of the map. The movement is handled great in this game also. You have smooth locomotion with the analog stick, but you also have 3 charges of teleportation, so you can easily hop up onto ledges, slide along rails, and get the jump on your enemies. It is one of the best systems for VR in my opinion. There is no class creation system in this game. Instead, you start off with 2 pistols, and scattered around the map are different guns and equipment. You can pick up a machine gun which holds 25 rounds, and when doubled up can be amazing for close range. There's an SMG which only holds 8 rounds, but does a lot of damage up close. There is a revolver type weapon, which holds 6 rounds and does high damage, but doesn't have a high fire rate, so you need to be very accurate with it. There's also a shield which can be very useful when pushing through the enemy lines, and a lot more, but I don't want to bore you by going through them all. But yeah, definitely check this one out if you're a fan of FPS multiplayer games. So on to the third and final one, it is Deism. I first saw this game on SideQuest and it looked interesting, so I clicked on it and downloaded it. To cut a long story short, you're pretty much a god. You start off with one patch of grass, you can spend the currency called miracles on new lands such as forests, mountains, caves, water, deserts, and many more. Your miracles grow as you expand and more cities start to pop up everywhere. When I first opened up, I was playing around a bit and I thought, I don't know about this, because I was very limited with what land I could put down. But as your land and cities grow, you unlock new landscapes, weather effects, and many more. You can easily sink hours into this game, and the creators could easily charge 5-8 quid for it. It is so cool watching the people running around doing their daily tasks, such as cutting down trees for wood, going out fishing to catch food, killing animals for their pelts and meat, and even going to war with their rival cities, which is funny to watch. Every city that pops up has needs, and this is shown in a bubble above the city. So for example, when a city is first established, they all want wood, so you'll put some forest up around them. Then as the city starts to progress and get bigger, their needs will change and you'll have to answer these needs if you want the city to grow and thrive. It's pretty amazing how big the cities actually get. They start off as a couple wooden huts, and then before you know it, they have stone houses, churches, town halls, etc. I really like how the cities on a grassland would be different from the cities on ice and a city in the desert. You must also look out for the heretics, I think I pronounced that right. These people wear red robes and they try to convert people in the city, so deal with them as you please. You can also make the inhabitants suffer by starting fires, causing natural disasters by way of tornadoes and lightning. You can call a swarm of locusts in to eat and diminish all of the city's crops, or when a city is riddled with disease you can leave them to their own demise. There is so much freedom in this game to do whatever you want. You can be a nice god and have your people live good lives, or you can rule with an iron fist and make their lives hell. It's up to you, and that's what I love about this game. There's no set objective or rulebook. Being free, you would be stupid to miss out on this one. So that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and leave some constructive criticism in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.